Hey folks, Mike here from Ollie, and in this video I want to tell you all about the new WordPress Site Editor. There's a lot packed into this new interface, so let's dive in and see what kind of new tools we have at our fingertips. If you haven't noticed yet, WordPress has been going through a huge evolution the past few years. First, we got the block editor, where we could create more expressive content within WordPress posts and pages. It was a huge leap forward for WordPress content creation. And now the capabilities of the block editor have evolved even further, so we can build and customize our entire sites with the WordPress Site Editor. It's like having the power of a page builder right inside WordPress, except it's not bloated and it's totally free. All right, let's hop into WordPress and check out this powerful new site editor interface. Okay, so in order to get started with the site editor, we need a WordPress theme that enables that. So I'm going to use Ollie. Ollie is a block theme and it enables the site editor and all of the powerful new features that come with it. So you can get that for free at olliewp.com. Okay, let's hop over into WordPress where I have Ollie installed and activated. And you'll notice under Appearance, there is a new menu item called Editor. So let's go ahead and click that. And this is the WordPress Site Editor interface. It's relatively new and it's only available to block themes who have these specific features enabled. And this is going to be where we spend a lot of time going forward in WordPress, because a lot of the WordPress interface is going to slowly integrate into this new view. And the benefit is that we can do a lot more of the stuff we need to do in WordPress in one place. So think about creating and modifying pages, templates, styles, all of that stuff we can do in one interface, and that's the site editor interface. And so if you have a theme like Ollie that has all these features enabled, we can access all of that from this one screen. So let's hop in and check out some of the more powerful features. So you can see right away here on the side, this is a live view of our site as it's set up. So this would be the home page. And if I click in here, I'm in an editing view. So you can see right away we've kind of married two different screens together. And but before we go too deep into there, I want to hop through some of the menu items. So I'm going to click this WordPress logo to open that back up. So let's take a look at some of these navigations in the sidebar. So the first one is navigation. So if I click that, I can see all of the menus I've created for my site. And if I click into one, you can see it is I can hop in here and do a visual build of my menu. I can add new pages. I can drag and drop things over here. And also before I even get there, I can drag and drop over here. So if I click the edit button, I can move things around and you can see it is moving those items on the menu. So again, this is, the navigation is a work in progress, but this is where we can quickly and easily create menus and manage them to use throughout our headers and footers and sidebars. So that's navigation in a nutshell. Next, we have styles. So if you watched the global styles video I made, you'll notice this kind of style switcher. These are style variations that come with the Ollie theme and come with other block themes. And when we click these, you can see it easily and very quickly changes the color palette on our site. So if we click orange, not only do we get those nice orange accent colors, but you can notice the background kind of goes from that gray default color to a more orange background. Same thing here with teals. We get a nice teal color. So this is just an easy way of choosing between your styles. Ollie keeps it kind of simple with the style variations, just to kind of give you quick access to color palettes that you can use and run with. But you can get really fancy with style variations too. But with Ollie, we're keeping it pretty simple right now. Okay, moving along, pages. So this kind of acts as a few different things. Now, you can see here I'm looking at my home page, but I can also look at other pages. So let's look, I clicked sample page, which is a page that is automatically created by WordPress on every install. So I'm looking at that page. Now when I click in here, you can see over here I have a few details about this page. But when I click over here, now two different things can happen here. The way this view is showing by default, I can actually edit the content of this page. I can edit right here. You can see this. This is a new sentence. So I've just edited the content on this page, and I can save that, and that will update on the front end. So again, this is kind of marrying a few different interfaces. So without leaving this interface, I was able to edit the content of the page. That's one thing. But I can also edit the template that controls this page's design. And there's a few ways of seeing that. So when I'm in the content, I can edit the content, but when I click outside of it, you see there's a little pop-up here at the bottom, and that's because I've clicked on something that is not content, that is actually the structure of the page. And also down here in the sidebar, you'll see there's an edit template button. So if I click that, now I'm not editing the content of the page anymore. I'm editing the actual template that controls the design, the architecture, the layout of that page. So just for example, let's just move this this image up, and we'll save that. And then when I go back now, I'm editing the content again, but look what has happened. The feature image is now above the title, whereas before it was below it. So I very quickly changed the design, the structure of this template simply by clicking edit template and moving the stuff around. So again, it is kind of tricky to know when you're in editing content mode or editing template mode. I imagine this will get a clearer separation, but the fact that you can do both of these very quickly, very seamlessly, and the same interface is a huge step forward for WordPress. We're kind of getting rid of that, the front end, the back end, and all these different page areas, and kind of marrying them into one interface. So that kind of shows the power of that. Okay, so that is Pages in a nutshell. So you can also draft new pages here. So I can click Draft New Page and call this Test Page, Create Draft, and then I have a new page here. You can't do a ton with this yet. That's maybe not the best place to create pages just yet, but just simply being able to draft a page and have it ready and be able to use it in your menu items and then come back later to edit it as you want is actually pretty nice, and I've used it a bunch myself. So that is Pages. So let's step back out and look at templates. So just as I showed you as I was editing that Pages template, our theme actually comes with all kinds of templates, several as you can see. We have a lot of the classic ones like index. So index is what the default blog view looks like, where all your posts will come into. So Ollie has a post grid, as you can see here, and it's showing the default post here. So if I don't like this, I can click in here and edit this template and change it, and you know, maybe I want it wide or blocks. I can change the columns. Maybe I only want 2 posts in each blog column. I can edit that however I want. So I can edit that template, and then when I update that, it updates it on the front end, and any page that uses the index template will now get that updated design. Similarly with all of these things, right? You know, if I want to change the way my search results show, I can change that here, or even just my average page, you know. I have a few different options for pages. So all of that, the way my posts look, I can just come in here, and again, maybe I want to do something similar where I wanted maybe I want my featured image up on top on all my posts. And just like that, I can click that and save it, and now everywhere on my site it will be updated, and the featured image will now be at the top. So I'm able to very quickly and easily edit my templates and create new ones if I want. I can also create new templates here by clicking the plus, and it's very similar to kind of creating a new page. I just create this, add a new template, add a header, content area, footer, and I can customize that as much as I would like. And finally, let's look at patterns. So patterns are going to be a huge part of the way we build with WordPress. Now, I'm going to do a whole video on patterns, so I won't do an incredibly deep dive here, but I do just want to give you kind of a TLDR on patterns. So patterns are pre-designed like page sections. They're pre-designed collection of blocks, and they can be as small as a call to action, a small call to action box, or they could be as much as a whole page. Ollie, as you can see here, has all of those things, but we have some page designs which are full page designs. So these are all patterns, and I can click this and add it to a page, and I instantly have a page. But we have those patterns, about 50 or more patterns in Ollie. They're all categorized into different things. You can see we have these card style patterns, which means they're kind of generally smaller patterns, and what they can do is kind of fit into smaller spaces, columns, etc. They can also be stretched to full width, but they're kind of like the building blocks of bigger patterns, and you can use them in that fashion. We also have, a bunch of call to actions. We have pricing pages, pricing tables, headers, footers, almost anything you could imagine. So those are patterns, and then there's also different kinds of patterns. Template parts, which are patterns kind of assigned to specific areas of your site, like headers and footers and sidebars. And again, we'll go deeper into that on the patterns video, because I think that deserves its own video. So that's patterns in a nutshell. And similarly, you can also create a pattern here. Again, we'll go into that deeper, but for this video, I just wanted to show you how powerful it is to be able to do all of this stuff in one interface. So taking that idea of what a page builder used to be, and now kind of letting WordPress do that for us. So we can get rid of that and focus just on the design and managing our site. And all that now can be done in the site editor. And like I said at the top, it's free, it's super lightweight, and it's available to us now. We can start building with this now. So themes like Ollie take advantage of this, and they enable all of those features for you. So you can start building on it today, start learning it, start experimenting, and start building powerful, beautiful, super fast websites with just native WordPress. So it's pretty awesome. I'm really excited about it and hope you check it out. So that's all for this video. Check out olliewp.com for the free theme and some more tutorials just like this one. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. We'll see you next time.